Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar's Learning App. In this session, we are going to discuss about the Maratha Empire and advent of the Europeans. The Maratha Empire, okay, most powerful as well as popular empire in India's history during the modern history of India. So Shivaji, born in Pune, Shivneri Fort in the year of 1630 on February 19. Shivaji was a son of Shahji Bhonsle and Jijabai. Okay, so in Maratha Empire, he belonged to which family? Bhonsle family. Important events in Shivaji's life. Conquest of Torana. It was the first fort which captured by Shivaji, and conquest of Kondana Fort. And coronation of Shivaji in the year of 1674. Shivaji declared himself as an independent ruler of the Maratha kingdom and was crowned as Chhatrapati at Raigad. Okay, see, in this meanwhile, we had a lot of issues happened in the history, particularly between Chhatrapati Shivaji and the Mughal ruler Aurangzeb. So finally, what exactly happened is expansion of the Maratha land under the Shivaji's control, and himself, coronation him in the year of 1674 as a Chhatrapati Shivaji of the Maratha land. Alliance with the Qutub Shahi rulers Golconda, he led the campaign into Bijapur of Karnataka during 1676 to 79. Okay, 1674 is the coronation, and Shivaji belonged to Bhonsle family. Okay, Shivaji's administration. He is most popular for administration and Ashtapradhan. Ashtapradhan is the term used for the ministers under his court. So, Peshwa was the first position given to the minister, popularly known as finance or general administration. We can call it as a prime minister. Okay, Senapati. Okay, Senapati means the person who used to lead the Maratha chiefs were basically posted of honor. Senapati means you can call it as commander-in-chief. The Majumdar was an accountant in the Shivaji's administration. The Vaknavis, okay, who looks after the intelligence, postal as well as household affairs. The Suranavis or Chitnis, they used to assist the king in terms of correspondence. The Dabir was the master of ceremonies and also helps the king in dealing with the foreign affairs. Whatever the decision made by the king in terms of foreign affairs, which assisted by Dabir. The Nyayadesh and Panditra were in the charge of justice as well as the charitable grants. These are the Ashtapradhan under the administration of Shivaji. He levies the tax on the land, which 1/4 of the land revenue supposed to pay, which is known as Chauth. Okay, Chauth. He was not only proved to be an able general, also a skillful tactician and diplomat, a great diplomat. He also laid the foundation of a strong state by curbing the power of the Deshmukh. Okay, so these are all the administration focus which made by Shivaji in the Maratha land. Okay, who are all the successors of Shivaji? After Shivaji, Sambhaji, Rajaram, Shivaji and Tharabai, Sahuji. These are all the successors, prominent successors of Shivaji. Okay, so Shivaji abolished the Jagirdar system and replaced with the Riyatwari system. Okay, and changes in the position of hereditary revenues officials was popularly known as Deshmukhs, Deshpandes, Patils and Kulkarnis. Which means earlier there was a Jagirdari system. Whoever used to have the more amount of rank, they'll get Jagir as the land, the complete revenue under their control. Now it was replaced to the Riyatwari. Riyat means farmers. The farmers are entitled to have the ownership of the land, and whatever the revenue fixed by the state, they are supposed to pay directly to the state. That is how they introduced. And also they changes the position in terms of revenue officials, which was popularly known as Deshmukhs, Deshpande, Patils and Kulkarnis. All these four categories used to have the hereditary power in terms of collecting the revenue, but it was changed. Maratha Confederacy. The origin of Maratha Confederacy may be traced the revival of Jagirs and Sarajan system by Rajaram. Okay, the basis of the system were laid during the Balaji Rao I as a Peshwa. In this process, Sahuji, last ruler of Maratha, issued letters of authority to various Maratha Sardars for collecting taxes like Chauth and Sardeshmukhi from the various part of the territory. So Maratha Confederacy consisted very important Maratha Jagirdars as well. So these are all the important Maratha Jagirdars. Okay, Rahuji Bhonsle, Gaekwad of Baroda, Holkar of Indore, Sisindhya of Gwalior, Peshwa of Pune. Okay, here what you understood is 5 important families or dynasties under the Marathas, that is Bhonsle, Gaekwad, Holkars, Sisindhyas and Peshwas. Okay, right. So Peshwas become more loyal ministers of the Maratha state. When the successor of the Maratha state was not that much powerful and the Peshwas become the ruler of Maratha land. Such we have different personalities, and they concentrated on more administrative activities as well. Balaji Vishwanath, after that Bajirao Peshwa, Balaji Bajirao and Peshwa Madhavrao. These are all the 4 popular Peshwas who ruled the Maratha land. Okay, so they divided all the villages into small units for the administration purpose. All those villages comes under the control of Patils. Okay, and Kulkarnis used to do the assistance in terms of keeping all the document records related to the villages. And Potars were meant to inspect the currency. So 3 position, you have to remember 3 position: Patils, Kulkarni and Potars. Okay, Patils, Kulkarni and Potars. Okay, so you have to understand their administrative position as well as the responsibility. And Balut system. Under the Balut system, the farmers had to make payment, okay, in kind, but most of the time they have to pay agricultural produce. Every time after the harvesting of any crops, they are supposed to pay their taxes in the form of grains only. That system popularly known as Balut system. The bigger units of administration were Taraf, Pargana, Sarkar and Suba, where Mamlatkar was the highest personnel who assisted by the Kamvisdar to take care of administration activity to the bigger units of the state. To check the corruption, Deshmukh, Deshpande as well as Darakdars were appointed by the Peshwas. Okay, so these are all the major areas to be focused related to the Maratha Empire. Now, the advent of Europeans. Okay, so finding the new sea route towards the East India, like eastern part of the world, Asian nations. Okay, particularly the Western countries in the Europe wanted to find the sea route to the India, because Europe divided into 2 parts, Western as well as Eastern. The Eastern comes under the Byzantine Empire, and the Constantinople, which is the traditional trade route which is linking European continent and as well as the Asian continent. So now the Western countries wanted to find a separate sea route. So Spain and Portuguese tried to find a sea route to reach India. Okay, from Spain there was a person named called Christopher Columbus. He directly entered into America and he thought it was India. But later on he realized that is America, and he named the native people there called Red Indians. Okay, this event happened in the year of 1492. Later on from Portugal, okay, the person named called Vasco da Gama. He reached India, okay, traveling to Africa, Cape of Good Hope, and reached Calicut during the rule of Zamorin. This event happened in the year of 1498. That is the first advent of the Europeans towards Indian subcontinent. Okay, so as I told you, Portuguese were the first people who came to India. Vasco da Gama reached port of Calicut in the year of 1498 during the king named called Zamorin. And settlement of them, Daman and Diu, Salsette, Chaul, Bombay, that is complete western coast under their control, Senthom near Madras and at Hooghly. Okay, so if we take from western, southern and eastern, in all these places, Portuguese started their station. Okay, which means factories. Alfonso de Albuquerque, the second governor of India, first being Francisco de Almeida. Okay, Francisco de Almeida is the first governor appointed by the Portuguese, Company. And next one is Alfonso de Albuquerque. Why Alfonso de Albuquerque is the responsible personality of capturing Goa in the year of 1510. Okay, he arrived in the year of 1509 and he captured Goa in the year of 1510, and Goa became the headquarters of Portuguese. Okay, so Alfonso de Albuquerque is the responsible for making Goa as the capital of Portuguese. Okay, next personality is Dutch. Dutch East Indian Company was formed in the year of 1602. Okay, Dutch got battle or rivalry with the English because in southern part of India, many regions or many factories were established by the Dutch, and also they are concentrating in the Southeast Asian island. So what British asked, you just leave all the Indian ports like Indian factories, and you can go and station in the Southeast Asian island. For that there will be a clash. So the Battle of Bedera happened in the year of 1759. So the Dutch agreed to confine only with the Southeast Asian islands such Java, Sumatra, Philippines, and India took control, like British took control of all Indian factories which owned by the Dutch. Okay, so the Dutch gained control over Indonesia and the British over India, Sri Lanka and Malaya. Settlements, they set up their first factory at Masulipatam in the year of 1605, Masulipatam in Andhra Pradesh. Their other factories, Pulicat, Chinsura, Patna, Balasur, Nagapatnam, Cochin, Surat, Karaikal, Kazim Bazar. All these places prominently, okay, located in Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal, okay, and also Tamil Nadu. All these states were dominated by whom? The Dutch. Okay, that is, eastern coastal of India. Clear? Next one is the English. English East Indian Company was formed in the year of 1599. Okay, the name called Adventurers. Okay, Adventurers. Okay, they wanted to form a company and also they formed Adventurers of Merchants. They went and met Queen Elizabeth in the year of 1600. They got charter. Charter means it's a royal order. The company can go for the distant land and they can do colonial. If they wanted to take a wage of war, they can do it, and acquisition of territory, everything can be done. That charter, that is royal order given by Queen Elizabeth I, based on that 1600, it was renamed into East Indian Company. Okay, 1615, Sir Thomas Roe succeeded in getting imperial firman to trade, establish the factory. See about Captain William Hawkins and also about Sir Thomas Roe, already we discussed under Jahangir. So these are the two popular personalities who came to India, okay, during the time period of 16th century. Okay, like 1690, a factory was established at Sultanati by Job Charnock. In 1698, following acquisition of Zamindari of three villages, Sultanati, Kalikata, Govindpur. The three villages joined together and creation of a new city which is known as Calcutta. In that particular city, the Fort William was set up in the year of 1700. Okay, so in 1717, John Sherman obtained a firman from Farrukhsiyar which gave the large concession to the company. Okay, this firman has been called Magna Carta of the company, which is popularly known as Dastaks, free passes for their trade activity. Okay, so this free passes become a major reason behind the two popular battles which fought by the British in the region of Bengal. The first battle is Battle of Plassey in the year of 1757. Battle of Plassey. This Battle of Plassey fought between Robert Clive versus Nawab of Bengal. In this battle, who got victory? Robert Clive got victory. So Zamindari and Diwani rights were given to the East Indian Company. Next battle is Battle of Buxar. Okay, Captain Hector Munro versus three powerful rulers in India. Okay, Mir Kazim is a Nawab of Bengal, Sujau Dawla is a Nawab of Awadh, and Shah Alam II of Mughal. These three joined together and they fought against the British force and they got defeated in the year of 1764. After this Treaty of Allahabad was signed, then finally the complete region of Bengal under the control of British. Okay, next one is Danish. Danish East Indian Company was formed in the year of 1616. The Danish colony of Tranquebar was established in the southern Coromandel coast of India. The settlements of Serampur and Tranquebar, Tamil Nadu, they sold their settlements to the British in the year of 1845 and they left India. Okay, only 2 factories and those settlements were sold to the British and they left India. That is a story about Danish. Next one is French. The French East India Company was formed by Colbert under the patronage in the year of 1665. Patronage means state control. Okay, the first French factory was established at Surat by Francois Corin in the year of 1668. A factory at Masulipatam also was set up in the year of 1669. French also got a clash with the Britain because the 7-year global war happened in the European continent between France and British in terms of colonial deed. That also reflected here in India. So one battle that is known as Battle of Vandivash in the year of 1760. In this battle, France was completely defeated by the Britain and British took control over the Madras presidency as well. Okay, this is the history of your French. So now you got to know about how British started getting clashed with other European powers as well, and they wanted to expand their control over India's territory. For that purpose, different battles were fought by them. During this time period, many states came into existence in India. So we had Bengal as an independent state, Awadh, Maratha, Punjab, Mysore. All the states become independent. So now how the East Indian Company is going to take a control over the territories in India. For that purpose, different battles were fought by the British. Such battles, you need to know about which battle is that, which year they fought, and any treaty signed after that battle or not, and what is the significance. So this table will help you to understand the complete battles fought by the British. So Battle of Plassey, 23rd June 1757, between Siraj-ud-Dowlah with the French against the East Indian Company. Here, British East Indian Company got victory and no treaties were signed, but Diwani rights given to the East Indian Company. Battle of Buxar, 22nd October 1764. It happened between Mir Kazim, Sujah-ud-Dowlah, Alam Shah, like Shah Alam II against East Indian Company. British Company got victory. The Treaty of Allahabad was signed. Battle of Vandivash, 26 January 1760. East Indian Company versus the French. So who got victory? British East Indian Company got victory. So the French were confined only with the region of Pondicherry. So the treaty was signed, but not here in India. The treaty was signed in the Europe, which is known as Treaty of Paris. First Carnatic War in the Madras presidency, 1744 to 48, which happened between English and French. East Indian Company got victory. Second Carnatic War, 1748 to 54, English versus French, Company got victory. Third Carnatic War, 56 to 63, English versus French, and finally, yes, Treaty of Paris here. British East Indian Company got victory. So these are all the fought between English as well as the rulers of state in Madras presidency, that is Carnatic, as well as in the region of Bengal. Next important state, that is Maratha. 3 Anglo-Maratha wars were fought in the history. So the first Anglo-Maratha War, Marathas got victory. Treaty of Salbai was signed. 1775 to 1782 is the timeline. Second Anglo-Maratha War, 1803 to 1805. This is the timeline. British versus Maratha. So company got victory and 3 treaties were signed. Third Anglo-Maratha War, 1870 to 1880, British versus Maratha. So who got victory? British got victory. Treaty of Buxar. So 3 Anglo-Maratha War gave the complete blow to the Maratha Empire. Now Maratha also comes under the control of East Indian Company. Next, 4 Anglo Mysore War happened in the Carnatic region. Carnatic means Karnataka now. First Anglo Mysore War, 1734 to 1766. Here Mysore state got victory. So the Treaty of Madras was signed between English East Indian Company and Hyder Ali. Second Anglo Mysore War fought in the year of 1780 to 1784. Again, company versus Mysore state. Nobody got victory. The Treaty of Mangalore was signed. Both got halt because after the emergence of the second Anglo-Mysore War, in the on course of war itself, Hyder Ali died. Then Tipu Sultan took the control of war. Third Anglo Mysore War, Tipu Sultan versus East Indian Company, 1790 to 92. British got victory and they signed Treaty of Srirangapatnam. Fourth Anglo Mysore War, 1799. Here, Tipu Sultan got defeated by the British East Indian Company and British subjugated the state called Mysore. Okay, so now Mysore state got created under the princely category given to the Wadiyar dynasty. Okay, next Anglo-Sikh War. Two Anglo-Sikh War happened in the history. 1845 to 46, Sikh Empire versus Company. So British got victory. Treaty of Bairawal was signed. Second Anglo-Sikh War, 48 to 49. So again British emerged with the victory. No treaty was signed. Okay, three Anglo-Afghan War was fought between the Company and Afghan rulers. 38 to 42. So Afghans emerged with the victory. Tripartite, treaty was signed. Second Anglo-Afghan, 1878 to 1800. So Company emerged with the victory. Treaty of Peshawar and Treaty of Gandamarg was signed. Third Anglo-Afghan War, 1919. Afghans emerged with the victory. Treaty of Rawalpindi. Okay, the intention of British, why they wanted to have their own residence in the region of Afghanistan, because Russia started expanding their empire towards the Central Asia. So the British started getting fear, what in case Russia expanded, make a conquest towards the Indian subcontinent. That is the reason behind, Anglo-Afghan War. So based on the points whatever we discussed, a few questions we will practice now. Chhatrapati Shivaji is related to which Maratha Gharana? Okay, Bhonsle. Bhonsle is the right answer. Sardeshmukhi in the Maratha regime was a designation equivalent to Peshwas? No. A coin during Maratha regime? No. Name given to Shivaji? No. It was a tax levied on the revenue, that is called Sardeshmukhi. Next question is, when did Shivaji had his Chhatrapati title? 1674. Which of the following was Peshwa under Shahaji Bhonsle? Okay, Balaji Vishwanath. He is the Peshwa during that time period. What was the capital of French colony in India? Pondicherry. Okay, Pondicherry is the capital. Okay, Pondicherry is the capital of the French colony in India. So, the Battle of Buxar was fought in the year of 1764. Who first came to India for the trading purpose from the European nation? The Portuguese. Portuguese was the first European country came to India for the purpose of trade. East Indian Company was formed in which year? As I told you, 1599 it was formed as an adventurer of merchants. Later on they got charter and it was officially formed in the year of 1600. Okay, so practice more number of questions from this chapter and we'll see you in the next session. Thank you.